I welcome you once again. Welcome you to another beautiful Wednesday. Okay, I last time yesterday that was on Tuesday. I told you about how to unleash potentials, how to unleash creative potentials that is already in you. Okay, and I made mention of so many ways on how you can unleash your creative potentials in you, but I did not actually discuss extensively how you can bring out the potentials in you. All right, which I made mention of. You have to change your ways of doing things. You have to think creatively. You have to analyze all facts properly. You have to prepare properly and evaluate some different options before taking any decision. And today, I want to explain how you can actually unleash the creative potentials that God has already given you as a child of God. How you can unleash creative potentials that is already in you. And number one is that you have to change your ways of doing things. How do you change your ways of doing things? If you have not been reading books, you have to start reading a lot of books. Books that really matters, books that will start building you. If you have been following people that are filled with negative mindset, you have to edit those associations in order to attract positivity. You have to get some relevant information and the rest of them. If you have been defrauding people, you have to live that kind of life. You have to live that kind of life totally and work hard. If you have been lazy, you have to stand up and try as much as possible to get yourself engaged in doing something. These are another ways on how you can change your ways. You go for classes, obtain ideas, obtain knowledge about life, how you can invent things, and make sure that you change your pattern and entire lifestyle that you've been into all this while. And number two, thinking creatively. How do you think creatively? Now, you must think out of the box. You must think out of the circle. When someone is thinking only A, you are thinking A and B and C. All right? You are always ahead of whatsoever thing you are doing. You try as much as possible to think outside the box and accept fresh ideas. Go for classes, go for events, accept fresh ideas. Do not say because you have done this thing before or you have gotten this book before. Probably you don't want to get another book that is similar to that one, or maybe you have been doing this particular television and you have been repairing in that way. You don't want to start thinking big. You don't want to start thinking outside the circle of that very thing. Maybe if you are repairing a car as a mechanic man, you've tested that thing, you don't want to, and someone came and say do it this way. If you do it this way, you will get this result, because that your old way have been giving you one particular result. You don't want to do it the other way in order to get a different result. So you have to adapt to some certain ideas, get some fresh ideas, accept those ideas. All right, that is how you can actually be creative. You have to be thinking every day, on how to invent new ideas, how to do new things, how to go into different businesses and the rest of them, how to expand. You have to think that everything is possible when you are ready for it. So that is how you can be creative. When you are creative, your divine wisdom is already on you. You think everything. When problem comes, you try as much as possible to meet up and provide solution to that problem. All right, you analyze fact. That's third factor. You analyze fact. How do you analyze fact? Sometimes you take time to analyze fact. If somebody brings a problem to you, before you air out, before you say anything, you must have gone through that problem very well, thoroughly. You must have gotten a multi-dimensional thought on that very thing. All right, you must have brings some kind of facts. Get this A, get point A, get point C, get point D, and at the end of the day, you create different solutions regarding to all those things that you have brought. Then you compare and contrast and pick the best. That is how you sit down and analyze the facts, everything that they bring to your table. Don't just say something because you want to say something. Don't just jump up and start talking anyhow because you want to talk. All right? Creative people are people that they are not, you can never see them stranded. They're always creative. They're always thinking positively. They're always trying to add tremendous values to whatsoever they are doing or wherever they find themselves. They are creative at all times. You have to think every day outside the circle, outside the box of any other person. You have to get new ideas, invent new things that have not been in existence. Okay. Now, number four, this thing is that how you can unleash your creative potential is that you prepare properly. How do you prepare properly? Maybe they call you for an event, or they call you to come and minister in the church, or they invite you for something. You don't just go there. You have to sit down, prepare very well, get relevant information. Because without proper information, you cannot be creative. So for you to be creative, you must have sat down, get some certain information, gather so many materials, read books very well, prepare yourself properly, so that when you appear in the public, when you are speaking, when you are saying something, there will be a lot of senses in that thing that you're saying. People will come and listen to what you are preaching. People will come and listen to what you are presenting. People will come and sit down because you are always making sense, because you are creative, because you are filled with wisdom of God. So that is another way that you prepare properly. You don't just jump into the public when you're not prepared. You have to sit down and prepare very, very well before you can jump into the public. All right. So consistent reading your books, consistent studying, consistent gathering relevant materials makes you relevant in society too, because you cannot be stranded when you are creative. Okay. Number 4 factor is that you evaluate different facts or different options. Creative people always evaluate different options differently. If you should bring something for them, they get this fact, call this person, get this idea, call that person, get that idea, call this person, get this idea, gather all together, evaluate it, all right, turn it upside down, put it the way it is, and get the real one, the one that is best, that is suitable for that particular problem. That is how they evaluate different things with a different option. They try as much as possible to evaluate differently. If you check at the designers, or you check at architecture, all right, what they do is that they get this material, get this home, get this one, get that one, and sit, start drawing, making drawings, master bedroom, this, that. They will get that one outside, get another one, make some comparison before they pick the best that is more good, that can present and meet the standard of the customer. You don't just jump because you are a designer, don't jump because of an architect, that you just jump and because of their old ways that you have been drawing, you want to draw that old thing to that person. There should be something that will be different. There's something that will be unique. Do something that people will see and recommend and comment on it, that yes, this person is good in whatsoever he or she is doing. All right. So you get some different options, compare and contrast, and get the best out of it. These are some little ways how you can unleash the potentials in you, how you can unleash the potentials in you. And secondly, I am also going to be telling you after now how the areas you can grow when you are filled with divine wisdom, when you are filled with divine creativity. Some of the areas that you can grow, some areas you can enter and you grow massively. All right, as I said, you can start small, but the error there is that when you start small, are you growing? Don't start small and remain small. Start small and grow big. That is how creative people do. So I pray that as you act according to what I've just said, or what I've just mentioned, you act accordingly, God in His infinite mercy will prosper you and shift you, push you into the position that you're supposed to be. Anyone that needs job, God will give that person job. Anyone that needs shine, God will give that person shine. So be creative and think every day so that you can expand. Don't say because you're in one position, you want to remain in one position. Creative people don't do that. I pray that God should give me the wisdom of creativity like never before in the name